Okay, so we wanted to do something that was going to be poignant for the upcoming holiday season that we're about to embark on as a people, meaning the world over, and you lovely people out there listening in podcast land out there. So we thought it was pertinent for us to do one on a holiday survival guide coming up next on Your Boy Jello. Yeah, once again, it's your boy Jello, aka the Inspiration Hunter. Let's go! Hello, everybody. Once again, it's Angelo Hunter, your boy Jello. I'd like to say thank you once again for giving us a little bit of time out of your day to take a listen to what we're going to do today. We wanted to do something a little bit different with all the, with Halloween coming up and Christmas and Thanksgiving, or Thanksgiving and Christmas coming up, and the Jewish holidays and all that stuff. It's very important for us not to get off track, and it's also easy for us to get off track. That's another reason why we wanted to do this and give you guys some tips and some ideas of getting through the holidays without, being regretful of enjoying yourself. And one of those things is that, let's face it, it's hard to stick to a healthy eating and exercise plan during the holidays. And everywhere you turn, right, there's always you're going to be tempted by food and drinks and snacks and treats at the office, and not to mention just our own families and busy work schedules, and getting a chance to, reacquaint ourselves within our family union and getting back to some, period of normalcy in our lives. And let's just face it, there is no normalcy to your life, because that's just not the way life is. But anyways, with that said, when you add that busy schedule with shopping and get-togethers, and it makes it tough to squeeze in your workouts. Totally get it, understandable. Some people, it's easier to go into a morning routine than it is the afternoon routine. It gets darker earlier now, so those are some things that you have to think about. And of course, if you have kids, then that just throws a monkey wrench in everything. Those damn kids, those little rugrats. Love my kids, I'm just kidding. The good news is that you can really get through the holidays without gaining weight. And what I mean is that it's a little bit easier to stay focused if you have at least a preset idea of what you're going to do to get through the holidays. It will take a little effort, as anything does. That's worth doing, right? But I can guarantee you, when the first of the year comes, you'll thank yourself like 100% more than you would if you didn't do it this way. And the ultimate goal, guys, is really, you have to excuse me, guys, I'm in a little of a, if you hear any background noise, I'm in a little different spot right now because I'm slowly upgrading all my stuff, so I hope this comes out well. But anyways, the goal is to maintain in order to meet the new year without tipping the scale. And then look, yes, if you lose, awesome, and gain some muscle, beautiful, good job, awesome, keep going. But instead of trying to lose the weight and stress yourself out about losing the weight, I mean, unless you've already, you're committed to really doing it over the holidays. I'm only getting into this because I know it's extremely hard and pressing to really get through the holidays without putting on a little bit of the winter coat, if you dig what I'm saying. So, allowing yourself to have these occasional treats and little splurges, we're human, right? So you can't beat yourself up. The goal is not to have regrets by the time you get through the height of the holiday season, which we're getting into now, right? We got a couple weeks to Halloween. I believe today is, we're looking at October 8th today. It is a Tuesday here in Bethel, Connecticut. And either a Tuesday where you are, probably the next day where you are if you're listening to us late. And there are several ways to get this accomplished. I'm trying to keep this short and sweet so we don't get into a huge, overdrawn, blown out thing about maintenance, and why I suggest maintaining your maintenance to be your goal as opposed to really losing it. And look, if you're on the tipping the scale in the obese measure, you're really heavy and you're really trying to lose weight. I get it. I understand. Your focus is probably going to be more of really staying away from the really high dense foods and high sugar foods, right, during the holiday season, which is crazy to think about, but it's very hard to do. That's why I'm saying the maintenance is going to be a little easier on the stress level that you're going to be putting yourself through. So don't skip your workouts. And even moderate intensity workouts can burn like 300 to 400 calories, right? If you're not going, because there's where you tip you can tip the scale that way too, right? If you maintain that 300 to 400 calorie burn a day or every other day or whatever your schedule is, you're more likely to maintain. But the key to that also is to keep eating that nutrient dense food after your workouts and making sure that you sweat throughout the workout so you know that you're really not wasting your time during your workouts. A big one is if you're a fasting person, now that we're getting into the colder periods, the body naturally will gravitate more towards comfort foods and things like that, just because that's the way we're built. We need fat to stay warmer. We need fat to bodily functions and all that stuff. So eating breakfast and not skipping breakfast and maybe shifting your, if you're doing intermittent fasting, shifting that whole idea during the holiday season might be something for you to think about. And consuming fewer calories through the day for those who skip those important meals. So if you're a person who skips in the morning, you might want to think about maybe grabbing something in the morning just to keep yourself on target. And also, we talk about this constantly, guys, and it's keeping a food journal, writing down every single thing that you eat. Now, yes, this can be tedious, but if you don't want to write it, you can say it into your phone. So, like I tell most of my folks, they're like, I get the big sigh. I got to write stuff down. Okay, don't write it down. Say it or take a picture of it. All right? Saying it or writing it's a lot easier than taking a picture and loading up your phone with just ridiculous pictures of food. I mean, if you're a foodie, that's great. I kind of am, so I understand. But don't kill yourself over it, right? Even if it's the only thing is one bite of shrimp cocktail, write down you had that bite, or a large shrimp or medium shrimp or whatever, the size, the portion, what it is, the sauce that was on it, dairy, if it was dairy involved, all that stuff. You need to know what you're eating and not just go by the seat of your pants. That's a big one, especially if you're someone who hasn't been really aware of what you're eating. You just know that you're eating, and that's the difference. Being aware of when you're eating and your hunger, and monitoring when you are hungry is another thing too. That can be part of your journal, right? Never show up. If you're going to a holiday party, my God, it's like going into a store if you're starving and you're only supposed to be there for 4 or 5 things, and it's not your big grocery day, but you're there, and now you are completely out of your mind, and you're just buying things that you need to eat. Most of the time, not need to eat, but want to eat. Most of the time, it's if you drink water and have some protein, believe it or not, it'll change the chemical makeup in your head to stop triggering those ravenous feelings of wanting sugar and it's salt and crunchy and things like that. Like nuts and cheese, if you're a cheese person, a little bit of that, it's great. That will help, have a little bit of control during the temptations when you're walking through the store. Weigh yourself like twice each week if you want to. Normally, I would say no, don't do this, skip this step, because it can drive you nuts too. But during the holidays, it's a great way to just keep yourself honest, right? If you know that you're eating fine and you're not going to, if you've gone to 3 parties in 1 week, chances are you probably have put on something, because there's chances of you not drinking or eating anything are slim to none. How many of you said, yeah, I'm just going to go stop in? Somebody says, stop in at the party. And you're like, oh, yeah, sure, I'd love to stop in. Yep, that'd be me. Yep, I'll stop in, all right. Have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 beverages and 5, deviled eggs. Yeah, we know. I've been there, people. I know. And watch your portions. Portion size is another one. Being aware of your portion size. If you have no idea of how much food you're putting on your plate, or if you have an idea of how much food you're putting on your plate, you'll be less likely to overdo it. And, I don't really go by this silly food pyramid thing, right? If anything can fit in the palm of your hand, and this is all dictated on how, your stature and your body type and all this stuff, but it'll familiarize yourself with exactly what you're supposed to be eating, right? If I'm a big guy, bodybuilding, need to put on high mass, high calories, that's not the same thing for somebody who's who's an endurance athlete, right? You're going to be eating more food geared towards energy, and the other person's going to be eating more geared towards the consumption of protein to build more muscle, to keep that muscle. Now, yes, you want to keep your muscle if you're an endurance person as well, but the macronutrients are far more different typically for that person. And again, this is all, you have to have trial and error and have a good coach for this kind of stuff too. Just don't throw it out in the wind and like a dandelion and throw it up in the air and just let it go in whatever direction it wants to. And the other thing is dealing with your leftovers, guys. Eating your leftovers. Got to eat your leftovers. If you have unhealthy ones, you're gonna go crazy and probably eat like the stuff with the gravy or the stuffing. And if you've gone to a party and somebody's like, yeah, please take some of this stuff, take some food with you. That's the key word, is no thank you. We're all set. Thanks a lot for having us, that kind of thing. It's not being rude. It's just being real. Don't get crazy if the stuff that you're eating at the party, 9 out of 10 times or 8 out of 10 times when you go to a Christmas party or Halloween party, the basis of it is to have a good time, right? So there are going to be foods to have a good time. You're not going to be gluten-free, not unless you go into a specialized party and they have that kind of food there. But more times than not, it's going to be the comfort food, guys. It's getting colder out. People want quick food, easy food, and food that's going to stick to your bones. And every day, this will probably be one of the last ones here. Every day you want to check in, give yourself a mental check or a personalized check. Check in with yourself and really think about what your ultimate take would be for the 1st of January or when you get past New Year's. Thank yourself for all the work that you've done from starting now until January 1st. Right now is the time that you really need to ramp up your workouts or really get somebody else involved. All right. A lot of people are going through the change in the weather. It's not that sunny in some parts of the nation and world or wherever you are. That getting sedentary is easy to do when the weather starts to go completely out of whack, starts to get colder. You want to bundle up more. And when you see less of yourself, you kind of forget about yourself. So the idea being is, say thank you to yourself for putting in the effort to get through the holiday season. These next 3 months, or 3.5 months if you really want to count New Year's and all that stuff, you really need to stay focused, right? And look, going public may sound crazy or scary, and it's supposed to, right? Letting others know, will help you keep yourself accountable, right? Being accountable will give you that power to not have that extra slice of cheesecake or chocolate tort or whatever the heck you're eating, right? Look, survive the holidays without the added weight gain, then you can jump right in getting ready for the warmer weather without being stressed out about, say, oh my God, I gained 20 pounds or 15 pounds. Maintenance right now, people, right? Put down those peanut butter cups and Snickers bars and all that stuff. Have a little, not a lot. It catches up to you quick. And remember, these tips are kind of like the topping on the cake, right? Every little tip is going to give you a little insight as to what you want to get out of your maintenance. And let's just give a quick rundown of what we just talked about here. Don't skip your workouts. Eat breakfast. Keep a food journal. Monitor your hunger, when you get hungry and why. If you haven't drank enough water through the day, weigh yourself, a couple times each week if you're really into marking your weight to get through the next 3 months. But again, once is good. If you're eating cleanly, you don't really have to worry about it. But if you're going to a bunch of parties, you probably want to do that. Watch your portion size. Deal with those leftovers. If they're not really healthy and in your wheelhouse, give it to somebody else. Or if you got a dog or a cat, and just kidding, no, don't give that stuff to your dog or cat. But get rid of that stuff. Check with your future person or yourself. Look within yourself. Find out what's going on. Give yourself a personal check-in, and pat yourself on the back. And remember, going public will just keep you accountable. So remember those tips. Stay the course, my friends. I got nothing but mad love for you. I'd like to send a shout out to freestockmusic.com for this lovely intro and outro music. And also hit me up at your boy Jello on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. And my email is yourboyjello@gmail.com. That's URBOYGELO@gmail.com. Any questions or any topics you'd like us to hit me up. Much love, much respect. Music, motivation, and life. Your boy Jello. Peace.